I'm Jonathan Lowe, and I was the engineer and the mixer for the Grant's Shaking Through episode.
Drink that, punch. What you drinking? What you drinking? What you drinking? What you drinking?
In the beginning, I was trying to figure out how this process would be different being in the studio. This could have been a very closed off thing, like something that could have been done with those two guys and their computer in like a bedroom or something. Taking it out of a small space like that, utilizing the stuff that's in the studio, utilizing gear, utilizing other instruments and other like live acoustic things, still kept it so that they were like, you know, still creating, still changing and making this song turn into what the final product was.
Everything but the snare?
Wait, just that?
Just this?
That's a dope way to start it. You like that?
I like that. Sure, man.
I like
Great.
it.
Yeah.
Water straight up, knife to a fist fight, punch in a cup, a glass the jaw, south the paw, wrap them fists like a casting call. Get off the ropes, we about to brawl. Is this punch too sweet, y'all?
We had a lot of fun with sound effects on this song. We had the KSM 32s set up and a bunch of like random, just an assortment of items to try and recreate, you know, the subject matter of the tune, to try and literally get that sound across. It was from other things that didn't necessarily make total sense. But it conveyed the sound of a punch, of a crack, or of like a snap. I think the reason that so many of these sounds that we got were really impactful was because of things like proximity effect and controlling the environment that they happened in.
1, 2, 3.
So it was a thing like, okay, someone just punched a bag of chips. Cool, that looked funny. I'm sure it looked awesome on the cameras, but then you would come in and be like, you guys gotta check this thing out. The bass is super hyped up from a microphone being extremely close. Your brain kind of thinks of it as, you know, a huge explosion rather than a chip bag. Tim was really ready to pull out this gray steak. We ended up covering some of the mics in like plastic bags just in case we had any sort of like meat juice come out.
2, 1.
Visually, it was hilarious. And pretty disgusting. It didn't really sound like that much. It just sounded like, I don't know, like a wet bag or something.
Nasty.
It was a highlight of a lot of this because we were creating these sounds that didn't necessarily fit into the picture, but the way that they happened seemed to heighten everything else.
It turns into like cartoon land all of a sudden, man. It's like funny.
Sweet job.
It was weird. It was weird. It was a good weird.
What you drinking? What you drinking? What you drinking? What you drinking?
Chris came in and most of the song was already programmed on his MPC. So one of them was kind of spitting out the groove and the basic backbeat of the track. And then there's another one where he was playing around with extra sounds and using MIDI triggers to hit other elements, accent certain things.
That, drink, that, punch.
It was still a performance every time. So you're not talking about like a really robotic thing. It's actually some guy playing, adding their groove to something, adding their inflections, adding their swing and like technical errors to things.
Drink that, drink that, punch.
Like that. That was dope.
Beat the champion with the champion. Muhammad Ali, shrimp scampi dong. No reservation at the restaurant. And the maitre d' beyond some whatever he want. Whatever he want. Whatever he want. Get the champion. Whatever he want, he want.
Initially, all we were doing was building the bed for this lead vocal. I had him like really up close in front of the U67 and had some light compression and EQ going in.
We'll kind of go verse by verse. And this first one, I'm gonna take it halfway through the verse up to Punch in a Cup. Then we're gonna stop, go to the next track. I'm gonna lay down a double, go to the next track, lay down a double, go to the next track, lay down a double, and then go to the next part after that.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense to me. He knew exactly how to control everything. It was just all in his mind. And that was actually one of the quickest parts of the process. Like, he's a super pro when it comes to his vocals.
We getting Rocky Balboa, BA. Barack Obama put that ass up in the coma. Comma, Tox Avenger, trauma. Blood donor, Dama, Barrett Bonda, hot boxing, Mary Jane Fonda. Is we gone yet? Cause I'm a motherfucking goner. Sipping punch through a straw in the Honda. Capping crunch, eating brunch with Madonna. Stump, cause that cunt keep asking for banana. Chris, do you want me to do the Madonna thing? Like, do you have any banana?
Oh, you should do it, cause yeah, just, you know, go for it.
Okay.
And just lay him down, cause that sounded great.
So
when
one more pass.
Okay.
Punch. You got beat up by a little kid. You got beat up by a girl. You got beat up by a little kid. You got beat up by a girl.
There's a big difference between sitting in your DAW and gridding a drum track and just like placing snares, placing kicks and stuff, where like the end product would sound cool, but I think because of the more strange elements that we did with sound effects, with having a lot of sounds travel through the room and travel through all this other manipulation, it kind of adds this organic feeling to it. So I think the outcome just was really awesome and stood out a lot just because of the process that we went through to make all this stuff happen.
Yeah.